So this morning I'd like to talk about Peter Pan. I was reading this therapy article about Peter Pan complex, where a man doesn't want to grow up and he essentially just wants to play and not become responsible. And I think that I resemble that in some ways, you know? I really don't want to do like drudgery work under conditions of slavery that have been manufactured by powerful families to exploit weak families, of which I was definitely raised in. My friend said something interesting last night along the lines of, well, what are you working for, you know? Like, she's like, you're working for freedom, right? Like, you're working so you don't have to be an employee. And I was like, kind of, but not really. Like, the reason that I'm working is to offer people some sort of service, you know? To give them some sort of deeper meaning or satisfaction. And that definitely comes in from meditation. It comes in from art. It comes in from just paying attention to the Supreme Person, whether it's through mathematical, sacred, geometric representation or direct prayer or focus. You know, most people are living out of fear, out of a desire to court the attention of the people around them because they're lonely, or to enjoy their senses. So those aren't great reasons to like work your ass off every day and run around in circles if you're ignoring God and you're just basically wanting to dominate and control people around you and enjoy yourself. So back to Peter Pan. Yeah, it's easy not to want to engage in society. And I was thinking about the schedule and how it's wild that like sometimes I'll blank out of envy, as I've spoken on, and you know, say fuck it, I don't want to engage in this world. What's the point? Like, everyone has free will anyways. Like, if they want something badly enough, they'll just inquire within and find it, you know. But it's more about my relationship with the Supreme Person, you know, and that's what the schedule represents, you know. It's like, I don't have the vision to know like what he's pleased with, and it doesn't really matter. That's why Jesus was able to jump on the cross so easily. It's just like, he's like, okay, like I don't need to understand why this makes sense, you know. And it's like Krishna didn't want him to experience pain, but at the same time knew he wasn't experiencing pain. So there's sometimes a duty attached to pleasing another person, you know, like in Battlefield of Kurukshetra and Arjuna didn't want to fight at all. He wanted to run away, but you know, Krishna in his heart and externally said, hey, you gotta fight, man. And he fought, you know, and fighting is nice. He fought his teachers and his beloved family, and that was his duty. So the schedule represents duty. It's like, if you pray and Krishna's like, all right, yeah, like this is reasonable, like this isn't, or at least it's not bad, you know, maybe you're not really tuned in, and at least it's not terrible what you're doing, right? So you do that faithfully and diligently, and Krishna's gonna be like, whoa, he's gonna clear away some ignorance and fog, and he's going to make it more and more clear, and the tasks are probably gonna get more and more difficult, and you're gonna have to get more and more disciplined. As I'm realizing with like scheduling in the first place, it's like, dude, like being responsible for every half hour of your day is fucking crazy hard, you know? And on top of that, being accountable, like you flake out for 3 hours and you're like, what did I do for the last 3 hours? And actually writing it down in your Google Calendar. It's like it's pretty hard, you know, to be that accountable. And the reason people don't want to be that accountable is because their mission isn't there, right? I was reading something about Elon Musk. He's like, the reason people are not inspired is because they have no mission, they have no purpose, right? And so most people, like the big CEOs, whatever, like they want power and they want money. Or Elon Musk, maybe, man, he's just really excited about going to Mars. Or like, you know, they're really excited about what they can do with a corporation, and that's awesome. You know, I mean, that's usually what it is. Like when you're at the level to be that disciplined, there's a spiritual quality to it. To the millionaires and billionaires, there's a spiritual aspect to that work, because in order to get to the level to make that kind of money and to get that disciplined, like it's got to be more than just sense gratification. It's got to be more than just eating cupcakes. Like you learn quick, or these people learn quick, that sense gratification is not what it's all about, you know. And so it makes sense, and they're providing all kinds of value. You know, people are experiencing benefits from their efforts. And now, how beneficial that may be, who knows? I mean, you're the CEO of Disney, and so you make Mandalorian or something, which is a great show, but at the end of the day, like, how valuable is it? Like, how valuable is anything as we go deeper and deeper and deeper into it and refine the motive? And it's not enough just to like make material things for people to enjoy. It's not it. It's about love, because when you leave this body, when this body's gone and bye-bye, all you have is the Supreme Person and that loving relationship. That's all you have for eternity. Like, you can keep cycling these materialistic relationships like forever, and you're bound by bitterness. You're attached to something you don't have, and you lament because you might lose it, and then you lament because you lost it. And that's everything from your wife to your kid to a Snickers bar to like your position in your company to the body you're living in, like thousands, millions of things cycling. And you just try to distract yourself and forget that, like, you're going to lose everything that you worked for, that you're excited about, materially speaking. It's all going to be fucking bye-bye, gone. So all you have is Krishna, the all-attractive Supreme Person. And this loving relationship is eternal. And it becomes a race, a competition, where this person loves you and he's trying to serve you. And you're trying to serve this person. And that's spiritual life. And if you're not tasting that, it's because you're envious, and you're not sincere, and you're not disciplined. The root of disciple is discere, which means to learn. So you need to keep learning and keep building your skills. And that often means doing what you don't want to do necessarily, right? I have to look at the root of learn. I'm not sure what that is. But Peter Pan, yeah, so that's essentially, I love that word. That's kind of it, you know. People, men typically have the Peter Pan syndrome, kind of blank out and don't engage with society and do as little as they can because they don't see the point. And largely there isn't, and I get it, and that's probably why I'm in this condition, is because it's just like, this is all a 3D matrix. It's just all vibrating sound designed to give us the illusion that we're in control and enjoying ourselves. So we're not even moving matter in time and space at all. So it's kind of like, dude, when you're actually intelligent, yeah, there is no point, like, in that way. But if you have an experience of Krishna through transcendental sound or prasadam or through philosophy, when you know the philosophy and you're like, wow, like, okay, there has to be a Supreme Person. There is. And you realize it's not about me. Like, I don't need, love isn't about you. It's not about what you get. It's not about, I need this person in front of me. I need God in front of me. And I want him to be beautiful and nice to me. It's like, that's not it. like, and it will never be it. Love is in the service. Love is in the complete self-sacrifice, and it's hard to wrap around because we're used to like putting ourselves in the center and getting what we want materially. But like service and love is about, I don't need to see you. I don't need anything. Like, I've experienced you, and I just want to please you because I think you're wonderful. And that's the secret sauce right there. And that's what the schedule represents. And that's how you fly away. You get out of Peter Pan consciousness. Is, you know, every moment I have an opportunity to serve this amazing Supreme Person. I'm going to pray. I'm going to fill up my schedule. You know, and maybe you only fill up a day at a time or a week at a time. But the better you get and the more range you get on what you can do to help people experience this person, like maybe you'll start filling up a year, 5 years, you know, 10 years, 20 years, like how big. And then you look at your plan and it's like, wow, like I'm making $1 million a year, I could make 10 million a year. I'm making 100,000 a year, I could make $1 million a year. And you just keep expanding your plans to reach people with this Christ consciousness, Krishna consciousness, you know. And at the very least, you know, if you're not giving them the direct experience of Krishna, if you can work to help them remove the ignorance that's harming them, the poisons, like get them away from eating meat, get people away from like drinking alcohol, you know, just the abject poisons, like that's great work also. So there's lots of great work to be done, man. If people cut out eating meat and cut out drinking alcohol, cut out pornography, cut out like all of these terrible things that they're engaged in, then the natural consciousness of the population would shift, and it would be much easier, you know, not to be Peter Pan. So have a great day.